Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida met with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today, making it the first visit by an Asian head of government since the launch of Canada's Indo-Pacific strategy. While several topics were on the agenda, China's aggression in the Indo-Pacific region appeared to be on the top of mind for Japan's leader.
For
Japan and Canada, China is a central challenge. That is my awareness. And with regard to various issues regarding China, that we would closely liaise and coordinate.
There are areas which we need to work with China, but there are other areas in which we're going to have to compete with China, and other areas in which we're going to have to directly contest China, whether it's on human rights, whether it's on respect for international rules and the rules-based order.
Kanji Yamanouchi is Japan's ambassador to Canada. He joins me now. Ambassador, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me here.
I'd like to start with the issue of China that the Prime Minister raised. His visit comes at a time when China and North Korea, they're building up their military capacity, expanding their missile capacity. Your country is building up your military spending. In that context, does Japan feel supported by its allies like Canada and the United States?
Yes, that's absolutely right. When we see the world today, geopolitical situation, we see the one thing, that is there are certain unilateral attempts to change status quo by utilizing force. And that should not be accepted. It's never acceptable. Then the Prime Minister Kishida just mentioned when we see the world and we see Ukraine, what's happening in Ukraine. And also, if you see South China Sea and East China Sea, we see many attempts to change status quo by using force or by using intimidation of the force. So now the time for the Prime Minister Kishida just mentioned to have the cooperation with like-minded countries and allies like Canada.
Your Prime Minister warned very recently that today it's Ukraine, tomorrow it could be East Asia.
Yes.
Is he speaking primarily there about a country like Taiwan, or is he speaking more broadly about Japan?
Well, he just mentioned what's happening in Ukraine could happen anywhere in the world. But we are located in the Far East. Then we take a look at the around. We see North Korea. Last year alone, North Korea conducted more than 30 times missile testing. They launched more than 50 missiles. So that is a geopolitical situation down there. And when we see China, we saw them increasing their defense spending very rapidly, but no transparency. We don't know why they are doing. And also when we see the certain sort of military cooperation between China and Russia in our sort of area. That is very, very source of the concerns.